Fion, the last one, goes in. They're at the post. They're off in the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup, presented by Dixiana. There goes Daisy Flyer from the outside, Lush Lips from the inside. Opulent Restraint, center of the course, now comes forward. Opulent Restraint moves up and takes the lead. Lush Lips goes second into the first turn. Daisy Flyer moves up third. Around the outside of Laura Lynn here early on. Destino Doro outward for the rail for the move into the turn. In fifth, Simmering is in sixth. Candy Quest is in seventh. And Fion is last of the eighth. Opulent Restraint has made the top. Opulent Restraint against the rail leads them around the first turn by some 2 lengths. Lush Lips is second by just over 2. Daisy Flyer, third a half length. There goes Laura Lynn moving up fourth on her outside. Then a gap of 2 more lengths. Destino Doro is fifth by a neck just outside of Simmering. A gap of nearly 4 more lengths back to Candy Quest and Fion, who is last. 23.23 seconds was the time for the opening quarter. Opulent Restraint sets the tempo, leads it here by 2 lengths, midpoint of the backstretch. Lush Lips is second a length and a half, and then Laura Lynn third on the outside a half length, followed by Daisy Flyer back to the inside. Destino Doro comes next onto the far turn. Simmering, Candy Quest, Fion last. 47.7 seconds, the time for the first half mile. Opulent Restraint the leader. Here's Lush Lips now coming off the rail from second, just off the leader's flank around the far turn. Laura Lynn is third. She's still 5 lengths off the lead. Daisy Flyer comes next. Simmering is fifth. A quarter mile to go. Fion is still last at the top of the stretch. Opulent Restraint, Lush Lips trying to draw alongside. These two going at it into the final furlong. Laura Lynn is third. Here's Lush Lips to strike a narrow lead in the final furlong. Now she wrestles the lead away but has to hold off Laura Lynn. Lush Lips in front. Laura Lynn goes to second. Lush Lips to the wire. Lush Lips, Tyler Gaffalione aboard to win the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup presented by Dixiana. The official winner of Keeneland's 9th and featured race, the 42nd running of the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup, Grade 1, presented by Dixiana. Number 1, Lush Lips, owned by Medallion Racing of Philip Shelton, owned by Parkland Thoroughbreds of Steve Weston, owned by Hoffman Thoroughbreds LLC of Stuart Hoffman, owned also by Mrs. Paul Shanahan and Mrs. M.V. Magner. The trainer, Brendan Walsh, and the jockey, Tyler Gaffalione. Lush Lips, a 3-year-old filly by 10 Sovereigns. Out of Lamaya by Arcano, bred in Great Britain by the Pocock family. Mile and an eighth, 1 minute 48.01 seconds. Over the turf, listed good. Trophy presentation upcoming. Now the trophy presentation for the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup Grade 1, presented by Dixiana. Bill and Donna Shively, representing Dixiana, present to the connections of number 1, Lush Lips.
Lush Lips, now a Grade 1 winner with a superb performance in today's Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup presented by Dixiana for Medallion Racing, Parkland Racing, as well as Brendan Walsh and Tyler Gaffalione. She sat so beautifully in that pocket off the pace. How much of a rhythm was she able to get into right from the onset, Tyler?
She really did. First off, I got to give credit to Brendan and his team. They've done a fabulous job with this filly, teaching her to relax. She's come a long way this year, and she's really stepped it up nicely. She's progressed great throughout the year, but race went perfectly. She broke great, put me in a good spot. She relaxed beautifully, and when I asked on her, she really turned it on nice. It's a great performance, and throw for the connections.
Congratulations, Tyler.
Thanks so much.
Brendan, how much confidence did you gain from her performance at a mile and an eighth at Del Mar to set her up for a race like this here at Keeneland?
You know, surprisingly we did, Scott, because that was always in the back of our minds, was that maybe it was as far as she wanted to go. But I think she went against the grain, and she seems like she's no problem going the mile and an eighth, so it was fantastic.
And showing that kind of speed, laying off that early speed, how much does that move a horse forward or give you options moving forward, I should say?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it opens a big door for her, you know, especially for next year, because we've always thought this filly was going to be a very good 4-year-old. But no, listen, it's fantastic to win a Grade 1 with her.
Congratulations, Brendan.
Thanks, Scott.
Let's go over to Gabby.
Scott, thank you very much. And here with Philip Shelton, part of Medallion Racing. And you and I were just talking off air. You grew up here. How does it feel to win this particular race, such a historic and prestigious race at Keeneland?
Yeah, you know, I think as a kid growing up, I didn't know a lot about the Breeders' Cup. I just knew what we could come to. And I think my parents really didn't bring me opening weekend because it was going to be too crowded. But this was like the one race we had to come to every year. If you just said pick any race, the partnership could win, it would be this one here at Keeneland. And we're just all testament goes to Brendan and his team and the filly. She's just got a ton of heart, and we're very lucky.
An amazing progression throughout the year as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it started really. She started in Ireland. We brought her here, which is kind of part of our program's plan, and she just has taken step forward every single time. I think in her last 7 starts, she's been first or second every single one, and today was the icing on the cake. So we're just very lucky.
What an incredible effort! Congratulations today.
Yeah, thanks, Gabby. We appreciate it.
Lush Lips gets home here in the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II.